Hello. Welcome to the next episode of Canopy's Practice Success Podcast. I'm Chad Saley, your host. And today, our guest is Mark Kohler. He's a CPA, tax attorney, and one of the most recognized tax strategists in the country. Now, with tax season right now in full swing, most firms are buried in returns and reacting to deadlines. Mark's here to challenge that model. We're talking about how to turn tax season into a strategic advantage, how to introduce advisory without overwhelming your team, and how firm owners can build the systems required to scale without burning out every year. Mark, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. Tax season. Wow. For anybody listening, we're going to make this worth your time. So thanks for checking us out while you're doing your workout this morning or your laps, whatever it is.
Yeah, so let's just start there. Obviously, it's tax season right now. We're in the midst of it. Why? And I think this is probably not the time that most firms are thinking, we're going to look inwardly. How can we improve? What can we do to change? I think most of them are probably just heads down. They've got deadlines. They're dealing with clients. They're not really thinking about the business. Just maybe to start us off, why would you say that tax season is the time to start thinking about these things?
My gosh, it is, I would say it's harvest season. It's not, if you were thinking of a farm metaphor, we're not building fences and planting, and this is harvest time. And I would say this and I didn't even think of using this metaphor of farming, but anybody that's read the Bible, it's separating the wheat from the tares. And when you're in the harvest season, you're trying to get the best fruit, the best product out of the ground, off the trees, out of the wheat field, whatever it is, and get rid of the weeds, the garbage, the fruit that's spoiled, the whatever. I grew up on a farm and recently moved from Idaho where we were on a potato farm. I love farming, working with my hands. And after a hard day's work behind a computer screen, I want to go build something or grow something. But I think accountants miss the point. This tax season right now is the perfect opportunity to get rid of the clients you don't want and to move your special clients to advisory. And I know some of you, well, Mark, I'll contact him this summer after tax season. No, you won't. And by the way, I know what I'm talking about. I owned an accounting firm in the trenches for 15 years. I passed out on an April 15th on a couch. I've literally, my secretary was like, "Are you okay? Should I call 911?" I'm like, no, all right. I've been there, done that. We had 40 employees, doing umpteen million in gross rev and profit, 4 partners. I was a founding partner, been there. So if you think I'm just someone new to the industry trying to sell you something, I'm not. I've been there. And advisory is the holy grail. You all know it. And you may have partners or above you, next to you, behind you that are a pain in the butt and don't get it. I've been there as well. But we're going to talk about this today. If you are committed to advisory during tax season, and Chad, I'm sorry, it's a long answer to this, just an easy point. In tax season is when you pitch the client that showed up, handed off all their crap, maybe you had a few calls with them, you got their tax return done. That's when you pitch them on advisory. You don't wait to do it till later. The client wants this over with and want to be out the door or off the phone or off the Zoom call, and you don't let them off until you tell them how you're operating in the future, and either they're on the train or they're off the train. And then the clients that are a pain in the ass, you say, "Hey, this is the last year we're serving you because, we're going to advisory. It's going to cost you a lot more, and we know how cheap you are, and you're such a pain in the ass. We're going to let you go somewhere else, but thank you very much." And this is the time you do it. You put together the budgets on how many you want to close, what it's going to look like, and you start billing them monthly come June 1st. You're moving into Q3 and Q4 with monthly revenue during the slow time, serving those advisory clients, but you're selling them now. Sorry, Chad, I get so just dramatic about it because I know how powerful it is.
No, that's great. So what would you say are the specific signals in a return that tell you that there's a missed opportunity there, that there's something more? What should people be looking for?
Okay, that's a great question. In fact, I'm going to add to it and say, what are the key indicators that a client is an advisory client that you want to pitch? My desk is a whiteboard, and so I'm going to be writing these down. Okay, you put key indicators on a tax return. We'll come to that. I want to talk about personality of the client. and I want to talk about the avatar as a whole. I'm going to start with the avatar first. If you want to go into advisory, and you have got to decide now what type of clients you want. Which ones do you enjoy? What is your special? Is it manufacturing? Is it ag? Is it crypto? Is it real estate? Is it a certain type of doctor? Oh, I'm all in on optometrists, or I'm all in on dentists, or I'm all in on engineers, civil engineers firms. That's my MO. And it does not have to be local. The whole country is your backyard. Nowadays, you can have any client you want in any state. It's been there, done that, love it. And I have a law firm with over 70 employees and 14 lawyers on calls every day doing advisory consults and marrying them to accountants in our network. So I'm doing this every day. So, but if you don't know your avatar, you're going to be miserable, and you're not going to close as many sales. And example, when I was a brand new accountant, I was so excited, and we started our accounting firm after the law firm. And we had so many clients that were law clients that said, I need a good accountant. I said, oh, go here. And I was getting referrals from accountants because I'm also a CPA. So I was feeding other CPAs and they were feeding me law clients. Well, I found out real quick that I was giving them far more clients than they were giving me. And I had a friend that was a CPA that just left Deloitte & Touche, and he's like, let's open our own deal. I'm like, all right. And so, but what did I do? I took any freaking client with a pulse. Oh, you want to pay us? And you'll pay? Oh, okay. We're $1,500 a year, $1,500 for 1120S, $1,500 for multi-member LLC, 1065, blah, blah. We're this. There's our fees. And if they were willing to pay, we took them. Stupid. I did that for years. Now, when I train my accountants, we say, what's your avatar? I'm going to take realtors. That's what I'm looking for. I know how to speak their language. I love realtors. I can help them. I can make an impact on their returns. I know how they operate. I know how to bill them. Boom. Some of you are like, the last thing I want is a realtor. I don't care. You choose your avatar. So, and I'm going to answer this more quickly. We could move to personality, clients that want a conversation, are willing to pay their bill, aren't a pain in the ass. That's a factor. But the key indicators on a tax return, for me, they've got to have a business. They've got to have at least a Schedule E with 2 or 3 rentals, maybe a Schedule C, so I can be getting them over to an S Corp. But I need business owners. If I say it all the time, I've got friends that are corporate executives and Fortune 1000s, and they got a big ass W-2. I can't do anything for them. Go buy a rental. Maybe we could do it. You want to do a short-term rental? You want to do a loophole there? You want to do oil and gas? Want an IDC? They want strategies, but they have no time. And they don't have an entrepreneur mindset. They are not good clients for me. I turn them away. I said, give that client their money back because I can't move the needle for them. So a key indicator for me, Chad, on that little tirade is that they have got to have a tax return that I know I can impact. And I know I have some client accountants in my network, they do stock option work. So when they see a big fat W-2, a lot of times there's stock options there. That's a target for them. That's an avatar for them, not for me. So look on the tax return. Can I move the needle with kids on payroll, a better S Corp payroll allocation? I want to do a solo 401k. They need to be doing their annual board meetings. I want to be writing off their travel, their dining, their computers, their electronics. Oh, they got real estate? Let's talk bonus depreciation. Do they want a short-term rental, a long-term rental? Are they doing a self-rental? And so you got to find something on that return where you can wow them, and not just 1 year, but year after year. These accountants that try to throw down some stupid solar tax credit, and I'll go toe-to-toe on anybody on that one, want to throw down solar or equipment leasing bullshit, and then wow them 1 year. Where's that guy going to go next year? Bing! They're gone because they expect you to wow them every year. That's not a personality type I want. Sorry, Chad, big answer there, but long answer.
No, that's great. So with changing this mindset, looking for the right client, I think the next big question is how do you find the time in the midst of tax season without slowing down everything else that you're in the middle of?
Well, what I like to do, this is a great question, is in the exit interview, call it that, the clients, you're going to give them their return, whether you're on Zoom. And if this is a client, so you've already identified this is a client I want for advisory. And for all of you out there, I mean, we pour over our client list every year. 3,000 clients, 2,000 clients, whatever year it was. How many of them were D or F clients that we'd love to get rid of? How many were C's, B's, A's, whatever? You're going to put them in categories. You parent your client list out. On a Sunday afternoon, you can find your top 100 clients. Now think about this. Let's say I take 100 clients that I know could be advisory in my overall pool. The average advisory client brings in 20 grand a year. Okay, 20 grand a year on 100 clients. Okay, you guys are running to your computer, you're doing some math on that. This is a big deal because if I can bring in 100 clients at $20,000, that's a $2 million gross rev. 100 clients. How many of you would just like 100 clients that pay monthly, an average of 20 grand a year? It's so doable. We have hundreds of accountants in our network that do that. So if you say, that's my target, I want 2 million in revenue on 100 clients, billing 20 grand a year monthly. You cannot afford not to do this. Okay, so that's your goal. You've got your avatar, you're ready to roll. So in tax season, when you do your exit interview on those 100 clients, and during the tax, and your good clients, you're extending anyway, half of them. So we're talking, this is going to be going down, these exits, anywhere from March to freaking September. You got plenty of time. So you've got maybe 10 to 20 exits a month at most to deal with. So you're going to schedule time with them, which you normally wouldn't do, but you're going to schedule that exit. And when they get on the call, they're going, oh, Mark, this is great. I get to talk to you this year. Yeah, man, let me show you what I did on your tax return. Freaking man, I pulled a rabbit out of my butt. Oh my gosh, it's great. And by the way, Tom, we know we can do better for you. Don't worry about the past, but we're moving into advisory. I've gotten some new training from this Mark Kohler guy or whoever, and we're just ready to rock and roll. I want to wow you. We're in the middle of tax season. So what I want to schedule right now with you, Tom, is a comprehensive tax consult where we're going to go deep and make a plan for the next 3 years. And we're going to be moving to advisory where we're going to meet quarterly. We're going to take care of your bookkeeping, your payroll, whatever the hell you're providing to them. On a monthly basis, you're going to pay a 1 monthly fee. It includes all your tax returns, phone calls with me. You're going to love it. It's called advisory. You can budget for it, 1 fee per month, done. Tom's like, well, Mark, I've wanted more time with you. This sounds great. Yes. So we're going to do a comprehensive tax consult, and I want to book it for a month from now and 2 months from now. I got to get through tax season, Tom, but I want to book it right now. But we as accountants say, bye, see you next year. It's just nuts. So when they're walking out, before they get off the phone, Zoom, whatever the hell you're doing, you're going to say, Tom, we're going to meet in a month and a half. We're going to meet for 2 hours. I'm going to do a comprehensive tax consult for you, but it's going to cost you. I don't do this for free, Tom. I'm going to charge you $500, $750, $1,000, but I'm going to wow you. And Tom, if I don't save you new money with that plan moving forward, I'll give you the $1,000 back. You will? Yep. I'm that confident. So I don't want you to pay for advisory now. I've told you a little bit about it. I mean, this is literally the call. This is the script. You're going to say, we're going to meet in 6 weeks. We're going to do this comprehensive call. I'm going to charge you $500, $750. If I don't save you that in tax times 2, 3, whatever the hell you want to promise, because you already seen the return. You know you can move the needle with them. You were doing their tax return in the rearview mirror. Just think if you had Tom at your desk 6 weeks from now and you were doing proactive planning, you know you could save more. And it's okay. If Tom's like, well, why didn't you bring this up before? Because Tom, you weren't paying me for it before, but I'm here now. Do you want me or not? And then they go, okay, $750, I'll give your money back, but you're going to pay for it in advance. We're going to meet and we're going to do it on whatever day, 3 o'clock, Zoom, in person, whatever the hell. Okay, let's do it. He's committed. He's paid in advance. You do not bill him. You do not send him an invoice. You don't bill him after. He's paying right now. If he goes, well, I don't want to pay for it right now. Okay, Tom, by the way, I'm going this direction in my practice. I don't know if we'll be able to serve you next year. What? Yeah. Sorry, Tom. I want to do a better job for you. And I know I can save you 10 times what you're paying in tax now, but you got to meet me halfway. And I'll give you your money back if I don't wow you enough. I'll give it back. Okay, Mark, I'm in. I'll see you in 6 weeks. Okay. Then, Chad, 6 weeks come and you're ready to go. You build them a trifecta. Those who don't know my trifecta, go watch them on YouTube. You build them a trifecta. You got a plan. You show up. You show them how to put their kids on payroll, and they're going to have a board meeting. They're going to write off more travel. They're going to write this off. You're going to get them in Roth IRAs, backdoor Roth IRAs, blah, blah, blah. You save them freaking $7,000 in the first 10 minutes. And Tom's like, oh my gosh, Mark. Yeah. Now we're going to move forward with the advisory service. It's going to cost you $1,500 a month, but everything's taken care of from now on. And we're going to meet every 3 months and we're going to implement this. We're going to review your estate plan. We're going to look at your asset protection. Well, you're not an attorney. That's all right. But I got an attorney network and I'm going to be your quarterback. I'm going to help coordinate everything, Tom. I'm going to be your new best friend like you've always wanted with an accountant. People are starving for this, people. Do I need to say that? You already know it. And you're going to say, and it's $1,500 a month. I'll get that regular ACH hitting your account, and we're going to meet in 3 weeks, and we're going to do this, and we're going to get going. So I'll see you then, Tom. It's not, do you want to do it, Tom? You got to learn how to sell, people. You're going to go, Tom, I'm going to bill you $1,500 a month and it's going to rock your world. What date works for you? You guys ever go buy a car? You got to figure this out. You're now an accountant with true value. They need you, and you want 100 Toms. You just got one. He's going to pay you $1,500 a month. Done. That, my friends, is how you do this in tax season. And by August, September, October, you've already got 60 people in the pipe done paying you $1,500 a month. Now we go into the fall tax season, you're going to add another 50 to your table at $2,000 a month, and then you fire all those bozos you've been doing this year during tax season. Guys, I've done it. I do it over. I've seen it over and over again with our network of accountants. You can do it too.
No, that's incredible. What would you say are the entity mistakes that you're seeing repeatedly right now?
That we don't do it. We get scared. We get in a rut. We just keep our heads down, right? You've been there, Chad. I mean, right? I've been there. Every October we say we're going to do this, but we don't. I think imposter syndrome, not having a support community, not knowing what does the engagement letter look like? What's my script look like? And you don't know where to turn. We've been growing like wildfire in our Tax Pro network, helping people through this. We do a weekly training call, but I think that's it. Just procrastination.
So what would you say, so the firm owner is like, I'm on board. I want to do this. I'm up to speed. How do they get the rest of the team on board? And how do they get the rest of the team so that they're also recognizing that ideal client?
Well, everybody has a different experience, of course, but I think there's 2 or 3 general situations when you want to implement this and the challenges you can face. First, if you're a practice owner solo and you got a couple staff members, easy schmeezy. You want to do this, no one's in your way, you don't have a partner or associate you got to drag with you, easy schmeezy. So I like that lane is the easiest. Some of you listening, that could be your situation. So now it's just aligning with the community and the training and the people that are going to help you get there. So you have the support with the strategy, the mindset, the process, procedure, and you're off to the races. The second option is when it's a small firm, you might have a partner, but you've got a couple associates and it's questionable. Is your partner believe in all this advisory stuff the way you do? Are they with you, hand in hand on this? That's going to be your first challenge. And I have had many a conversation with the partners, making sure I answer all their questions. Like a partner will bring me to a table. There was a accounting firm out in Phoenix, Arizona. They had me come to their office actually, because they had like 7 associates they wanted to get trained and dialed in. And I said, our first meeting is partners only. And it was just the partners. I'm like, guys, where are you at? Because if you guys aren't all unified on this, it's not going to happen. All these associates need is one excuse. And you think of teenagers with mom and dad. If mom and dad are not on the same page, that teenager's running wild. It's just the way it's going to be. So you want to get your partner on board. Then when it comes to associates, whether you have in this third option, it could be a lot of associates. It can be even option 2 where you just have a couple associates. I've done this enough. You're going to have a little attrition and you got to be okay with it. You're going to have, and it's interesting. Let's say you have 4 associates. And when I say associates, they could be CPAs, enrolled agents, lifelong tax preparers, whatever. Sometimes that lifelong tax preparer is better than your CPAs or EAs, right? They just know it. They're awesome. But they're also stuck in their ways. And they're going to do it their way or it's the highway, right? That's it. And so if you can find alignment with your partner and say, hey, we're going to do this. This is our goal. Here's how we're going to do it. And then you turn to the associates and say, here's how we're going to do this. Here's our avatar. And the more education you can do on that and the reasons why, and really get them excited, you got to do that. Go for it. I'm just telling you, 1 out of 4, they won't. And you've got to decide now, what are the teeth in this? Because this was one of the main reasons my partnership with my guys I needed to part ways, is because they didn't want to do it. And if they're not going to do it, the associates aren't. And then if this associate didn't want to do it the way we said and hold the right calls, implement the right strategies, well, we can't fire them. Do you know what it would do to our, we've got so many clients to take care of. They handle 200 clients themselves. Yeah, but they're handling 200 clients that we don't want. But like a captain on a ship, if your crew knows that they control your decision making and you're afraid of them and you won't throw anyone overboard, you just lost control of the ship. So We were trying to lay down the law on a variety of issues and wasn't landing with certain attorneys, and they never thought we'd fire them. Bing, gone. I'll tell you, those other attorneys, they got right in line, and we have great attorneys. And it's not a dictatorship per se, but when you've got policies and you got procedures and you got a way to save the whole ship, if you're not going to get on board with the process, you're going to rock the game plan. It's the way it is. So be ready for that. And you got to be okay with that. And if you do, oh my gosh, you'll have the firm of your dreams.
So what's the next natural step? If you've got the right team in place, how do you train, like, for example, your tax preparers to spot things that would be a good lead into advisory? You know they're the right person, but what do you do? What kind of training do you do behind the scenes so that they're ready, so they know what to look for? And again, it's not just people randomly kind of guessing one way or another, or always coming back to you saying, here's this client's situation. Should we be asking them?
Well, first of all, I'm going to take a little different approach, Chad. I would say, if these are tax preparers, you're signing the return. You know who all your clients are or the partners are. Because as partners, you're going to have a couple of preparers under you, a couple of associates under you, whatever. You're seeing everything. So the partners are the ones identifying who do we want as advisory or not. And the partner is the one pitching them. The partner is the one doing the comprehensive consult and strategy session. And the partner is the one pitching advisory. The advisors, their role is to carry out your orders and implement the tax strategies that you're going to talk about and have ongoing conversations with your clients. Because once you say, here's what we're going to do and here's the plan, you're going to give it to your tax advisor to implement with regular calls and meetings and blah, blah, blah. They're not at the high level making the call on who, what, where, when. They're just going to carry out the how. You're going to tell them how to do what they're doing. Now, in our Main Street Tax Pro certification, we have a practice owner group and we have an enterprise group. In the enterprise group, we train the employees, the rank and file advisors. The partners go to the practice owner group because I talk to practice owners very different than I talk to advisors. See, I understand. If I talk to your advisors like an owner, what's going to happen? They're going to go start their own firm. I do not want to empower them, nor do you, to feel entrepreneurial, to feel like, hey, I could do this. I'm going to go pitch. You don't want them pitching clients or they're going to pitch their freaking own, you know? So you want to be the gatekeeper so we train rank and file advisors differently than we talk to our practice owners. And we have 2 products for that, or 2 communities, 2 training classes every week that are very different that way. So that's how we do it. You got to keep them separated. Got to keep the cows away from the donkeys, or the horses away from the llamas, whatever. They're 2 different animals, so keep them separate.
No, that's great. Okay, for this final segment, I'm just going to give you some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
And we'll just hit them. Let's just hit them as fast and hard as we can.
Okay.
What would you say is the most overused tax strategy buzzword right now?
I was thinking there's got to be a new one, but it's the same crap you see in the Forbes magazine every tax season. Make sure you harvest all your tax losses in your portfolio. Way overused, worthless, doesn't move the needle. A real advisor, that's like number 22 in your arsenal.
No, that's great. What would you say is one entity structure most accountants misunderstand?
The power of the S corporation. They overthink reasonable comp to the point they're scared of their own shadow. 25 years, I've never had a client audited for too low of reasonable comp. Get over it, people. You can be far more aggressive there. And what's the worst case scenario? Your client pays a little more FICA. They're willing to roll the dice, trust me. So get over it. You're not the IRS police. Learn your S Corp and be aggressive with reasonable comp.
What is the biggest advisory pricing mistake? Like, what's the biggest mistake a firm makes when they start an advisory program? Something they're not thinking through, something along those lines.
Biggest pricing mistake they're making in advisory, and I'm just going to assume they're doing advisory. That's the first mistake, is not going there. But if they're going to go advisory, they're not charging enough. They're afraid. They think they're going to scare off their client, and they don't think they're going to be able to provide as much value as they really can because they don't have the training of how to do advisory with strategies. Because what I want to do is give my clients, my advisors, so many strategies, they run out of time talking to the client. And the client is starving for more time with you because you have so many strategies, and I got them. And so advisors are not charging enough. They have got to be at least $1,500 a month for a good small business owner advisory client. And if you say, well, my small business owners can't afford that, then you got the wrong avatar, people.
No, that's great. Okay, my last one. So you make a firm takes this step, they add advisory, they're finding success. What does that advisory-led firm look like in 3 years, in 5 years?
Oh my gosh. The accountants are looking out the window smiling. They're with their family more, they're golfing more, they're making more money. They literally, and I've seen it over and over again, they have doubled their bottom line take home. They're leaving at 5 during tax season. People, I'm not kidding. Their 2,000 clients are now 200 to 300 clients, and they're making more money with less staff. I know that sounds crazy, but when you guys have seen it, you know it's there, and you just don't know how to get there. So I would say it doesn't happen overnight. It's a transition, and I like the way you phrase that. In 3 years, you don't switch to advisory, and all of a sudden you're advisory next year. You start, and I have a whole training on this where you're chunking at it. You're moving 10% of your clients this year, 20% of them next year, 30%. By 4 years, you're all advisory. And if, yes, you're going to have some tax prep for your mom and your aunt, and you're the client you love, you've got that box over on the side. But the far, far majority of your clients are advisory, and you love it, and you're happy, and you make more money. Dreamy, isn't it? Doesn't it sound dreamy?
It sounds wonderful. It sounds great. Mark, thank you so much. This has been super informative. We appreciate you taking the time with us. And hopefully you can get out there and get some more firms on the advisory train.
Yeah, for sure. If anybody wants to learn more about what we're doing, go to mainstreetprofessionals.com, and you can do a discovery call for free, just kind of see what we're about. I've got a very young, energetic sales team that'll walk you through a demo, and you can see what it's about, get it for a money back window to just test it out. I think you'd love it. And Chad, thanks so much for having me. So excited to be here.
Absolutely.